Hey everyone, Cap from TCG Break here, bringing you the 5th episode of my deck building series. This week we have some great additions, primarily focusing on powering up the side deck. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm still playing 3 copies of Revealer of the Ice Barrier, 3 Speaker for the Ice Barriers, as well as 2 General Wayne. As for the one-ofs, I'm playing the 1 Prior, the 1 Zoojin, and the 1 Warlock. This lineup may change in the weeks to come, though they are great targets for Hexa Spirit nonetheless. And as for the tuner lineup, I'm still playing the 2 Hexa Spirit, the 1 Defender of the Ice Barrier, the 1 Crystron Citri, and the 1 copy of Fishborg Launcher. As for the Frog lineup, I'm still playing 3 copies of Swap Frog, 1 copy of Dupe Frog, and 1 Ronin Totem. And to round it out for the monster lineup, I'm still playing the 1 copy of White Stingray, as well as the 1 Mulling Glacia. Now onto the spell lineup, I'm playing 3 copies of Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier, 3 Medallion of the Ice Barrier, and 2 Winds over the Ice Barrier. And the trap lineup is identical to the previous episode, being that of 2 Paleozoic Canadia, 2 Paleozoic Deinonymiscus, and 2 Paleozoic Olenoides, as well as 3 copies of Crackdown. Now moving on to the extra deck, I'm still playing the 1 copy of Crystron Halqifibrax, the 1 copy of Marincess Coral Anemone, and the 1 copy of Boral Sword Dragon. Onto the Xyz monsters, I'm playing the 1 Totally Awesome, the 1 Abyss Dweller, and the 1 Bahamut Shark. And moving on to the Synchros, I'm still playing the 1 copy of Herald of the Arclight. And as for the Halqifibrax targets, I'm playing the 1 Crystron Quandax, the 1 Desert Locusts, and a new addition to the extra deck, 1 Shooting Riser Dragon. Shooting Riser Dragon has the effect where if it's synchro summoned, you can send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard whose level is lower than Shooting Riser's, and if you do, you reduce Shooting Riser Dragon's level by that monster's level. And also once per chain, during your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect synchro summon using Shooting Riser Dragon and any other cards you may control. At the time of this recording, Shooting Riser Dragon is currently at an assessed market price of $1 per copy. To round it out for the synchro lineup, I'm playing the 1 copy of Dragite, the 1 Crystron Phoenix, 1 Crystron Querio Gandrax, 1 Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and 1 Trishula Zero Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Moving on to the side deck, I have a new addition in the form of 3 Psyframe Gear Gamma, as well as the 1 Psyframe Driver. Gamma is an excellent hand trap to play, as it has the effect when your opponent activates a monster effect while you control no monsters. You can quick effect special summon both Gamma and Psyframe Driver from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and if you do, you negate the activated monster effect and destroy that monster. And of course during the end phase, you banish both the Gamma and the Driver from your field. Psyframe Gear Gamma is currently at $4 per copy, and Psyframe Driver is currently at 30 cents. I've also added 3 copies of Artifact Lancia. This is excellent against the Dinosaur matchup, as well as the Invoked and Shaddoll matchups, as it has the quick effect where you can tribute it from your hand or face-up field, and neither player can banish cards for the rest of the turn. Artifact Lancia is currently at a market price of 75 cents per copy. Another great addition to the side deck, I'm playing 3 copies of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. This is great against any deck that tries to link climb, such as Dragon Link, as it has the effect where if your opponent special summons a link monster, you can special summon Phantasme from your hand and draw cards equal to the number of link monsters your opponent controls plus 1. It also has the useful quick effect when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster you control. You can discard 1 card, negate the activation, and destroy that card. Phantasme is currently at an assessed market price of $6 per copy. As for back row removal, I've added 2 copies of Twin Twisters. This simply has the effect where you can discard 1 card, then target up to 2 spells or traps on the field, and destroy them. Twin Twister's market price is currently 50 cents per copy. And to round it out for the side deck, I'm still playing 3 copies of a Pointer of the Red Lotus. So with these changes in mind, let's get into the duels for this week and see exactly how well the deck performed. Starting with the first match for this week, we are up against Cyber Dragon Control. I start with the normal summon of Swap Frog, sending Ronin, and then bounce it back to my hand, then special summon it from the hand by discarding the Hexa Spirit, special summoning the Ronin Totem, and overlaying for the Totally Awesome. I set one card and pass. On the standby phase, I special summon Dupe Frog. They start with a Cyber Emergency, special summoning the Cyber Dragon, then normal summoning Cyber Dragon Core. They add Cyber Repair Plant off of Core's effect, adding a Cyber Dragon Noxter to their hand, then using its effect discarding the Hertz to special summon itself. Then they link into the Predaplant Verte Anaconda, which on summon I respond to with Dino-Miscus, which banishes it from the field. They simply set 3 and pass. On the following standby phase, I activate Totally Awesome's effect, but it's hit with a Solemn Strike. I shuffle the Toad back, and then activate Medallion, adding the Revealer. I activate Freezing Chains, targeting Hexa Spirit, and then sending Zooajin. I normal summon the Swap Frog, which is met with Cybernetic Overflow. I chain the Paleo Trap in grave. Swap Frog sends another Swap Frog to the grave, and then Ronin banishes one of the swaps to special summon itself. On summon, they activate Compulse to bounce the Ronin back to my hand, so I link into the Crystron Halki Fibrax. I link into the Coral Anemone, special summon Fishborg Launcher, and special summon Dupe Frog, and simply pass turn. They contact fuse into Mega Fleet Dragon and attack over my Dupe Frog. Dupe Frog will add Swap Frog to my hand, and they set 1 and pass. I start with the normal summon of Revealer, and then activate Zooajin's effect targeting the Revealer, which they respond to with Cybernetic Overflow. I follow up by special summoning the Swap Frog, and then banishing the dupe from my grave to special Ronin and overlay for the Toad. However, this was a misplay on my part, as they're simply able to attack over the Toad with their Mega Fleet, and they pass turn. I normal summon Revealer and set the Paleozoic Canadia. They enter battle phase on the following turn, so on attack declaration, I flip Mega Fleet face down with Canadia. They tribute over the Mega Fleet with Cyber Dragon, set 1 card and pass. I once again activate Zooajin's effect, special summoning it, and then Revealer's effect, I can special summon the Defender. I normal summon the Warlock, to which they activate Compulse, targeting the Defender. I chain the Paleo Trap in grave, and I'm able to get into the Totally Awesome, then simply enter battle phase, and attack for a decent portion of their life points, then pass turn. On the following turn, they attempt to activate Core, which I negate with the Totally Awesome. They then special summon the Cyber Dragon, and attack over the Warlock, and pass turn. I draw into Revealer, so I normal summon Revealer, attack over the Cyber Dragon, and attack with both Revealers, which almost takes them out, but I have to pass turn. They draw into Cybernetic Overflow, so they simply set 1 and pass. I enter battle phase on the following turn. They attempt to activate the Overflow, but I negate it with Toad, and attack them directly to end the duel. Now moving on to the second duel of the match, they opt to go first, starting with a Cyber Emergency to add Core. They normal summon Core and activate its effect to add Repair Plant, linking it off into the Almirage, then activating the Repair Plant, and then simply set 3 and pass. I start with a fairly decent hand and normal summon the Swap Frog, which is met with Cybernetic Overflow to destroy it. I'm then able to special summon the other swap in my hand. Activating its effect, they chain Ice Dragon's Prison, which severely hurts our plays, so I simply set 2 and pass. They activate Cyber Emergency. They normal summon Hertz, which I respond to with Canadia. They then chain the Cyberload Fusion. Then they activate Rampage's effect, which I respond to with Canadia, chaining the other Canadia in my grave to special summon. They activate Hertz effect to add Cyber Dragon, then special summon Noxter, which special summons Seeger, to which I respond to with Phantasme. I then draw 3 and shuffle back 2, keeping the Paleozoic Dino-Miscus. However, after this, they simply pass turn. On the following turn, I attempt to attack over the Almirage. However, they are able to quick effect tribute it, so I redirect my attack to the face down Rampage Dragon, and then simply pass turn. On their turn, they enter battle phase, and attempt to activate Seeger's effect, which I chain Crackdown to, as well as my Paleozoic Trap in the grave to special summon, and they set 1 and pass. I draw into a Medallion, which adds Revealer to hand. I normal summon the Revealer and then overlay for Toad, and attack for a decent portion of damage, At the end of the battle phase, they attempt to activate Evenly Matched, but I negate it with the Totally Awesome. This is a misplay especially on their part, as I'm able to set the Evenly Matched to my field using Totally Awesome's effect, then shuffling back the Toad, I simply pass turn. They draw into yet another trap and pass it back to me. I activate Speaker's effect, to which they chain Trap Trick, and I chain my Paleozoic Trap in the grave. They set the Ice Dragon's Prison, and I special summon the Speaker. They activate the Ice Dragon's Prison, special summoning a Swap Frog from my grave to their field. However, I'm able to easily attack over it with Phantasme and deal enough damage with Revealer to end the match. Now on to the second match. We are up against Paleozoic Frogs. I start by activating Medallion, which adds Zoogin to my hand. I normal summon the Revealer and special summon the Speaker. Revealer discards Zoogin to special summon Hexa Spirit. I overlay for Bahamut Shark and then special summon Toad and link into Halqifibrax, special summoning Crystron Citri and setting one card. They follow up by setting 3 back row and 1 monster, then activating Card of Demise, to which I negate with the Totally Awesome and set it to my field to use to my advantage. I activate Halqifibrax's effect to special summon Shooting Riser Dragon, and chain Citri's effect to special summon Crystron Quandax. Shooting Riser sends Swap Frog to the grave. I then activate the Bahamut Shark, but it's met with Solemn Strike. I normal summon the Hexa Spirit, then activate the Card of Demise I set from the previous turn. I draw into 2 additional traps and enter battle phase. I attack over a Dupe Frog, which adds the Swap Frog to their hand. During my end phase, they banish the Quandax with Dinomischus. They start with the normal summon of Swap Frog on the following turn, to which I activate Olenoides on their back row. They chain the set Dark Sacrifice. Sacrifice sends Backjack and negates the Olenoides, and Swap Frog sends Ronin Totem. Ronin banishes Dupe to special summon itself, then overlay for the Toad. I activate Crackdown, to which they chain the effect of Toad, and I chain the Canadia, and then chain Olenoides in grave. This is a misplay on my part, as they are able to set the Crackdown off of Toad's effect. They then special summon the Rodent Totem and pass turn. I normal summon Swap Frog, to which they activate Crackdown. I summon a Paleo Trap, and they're able to set Heavy Storm Duster. Though I'm able to synchro into Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and banish their Totally Awesome Dark Sacrifice from the grave, as well as 1 card in their hand, I'm able to link into Marincess Coral Anemone and special summon the Ronin Totem, and pretty much clear their board from there. They set the Scapegoat that they draw into and pass turn. On the following turn, I activate Medallion to add Revealer, normal summon Revealer, and then link into the Boral Sword, special summoning the Ronin Totem. On attack declaration, they activate Scapegoat. So I attack over 3 of their tokens and pass turn. They activate Heavy Storm Duster, targeting my back row, and then special summon a Paleozoic Dinomischus. They're able to link into Security Dragon and bounce the Boral Sword back to my extra deck and pass turn. I change Trishula to attack and enter battle phase. Attacking over the Security Dragon, I set Crackdown and pass turn. They draw into yet another Dark Sacrifice, so they simply pass turn. I draw into Speaker, so I special summon it from my hand, and then enter battle phase, attacking with Trishula. They normal summon the Swap Frog, to which I respond with Crackdown, and special summon Dinomischus from my grave. They're able to special summon Ronin Totem, but don't have any plays afterwards. I'm able to overlay into the Totally Awesome, adding General Wayne off the Medallion. I can special summon it, adding the Freezing Chains from my deck to the hand. Then I can simply attack for game. On to game 2, they opt to go first, setting 4 back row and passing turn. I start with the normal summon of Prior, and then activate Winds, to which they respond with Imperial Order, so I set 2 traps and pass turn. On the following turn, they set 1 monster, and during the end phase, I activate Olenoides, targeting their Imperial Order, as well as chain the second Olenoides, which luckily hits a set Solemn Judgment. The following turn, I special summon White Stingray, then normal summon the Hexa Spirit, sending Zoogin. I then link into Halqifibrax, which upon activation of its effect on summon, they chain the Dinomischus, though I am able to special summon Citri, and then synchro summon into the Herald of the Arclight. I attack over their set Dupe Frog, which I negate its effect with Herald of the Arclight, and pass turn from there. They draw into Dinomischus and pass turn back to me. I start by special summoning Zuijin and entering battle phase, attacking directly with Lancia, and then setting Crackdown. They set the Dinomischus in hand, and pass turn. I draw it into the Fishborg launcher, which gives me the exact levels I need to special summon the Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. They activate Dinomischus to banish it. I'm able to special summon one of my Paleo traps, as well as still use its effect to banish one card from their hand, field, and graveyard. However, unfortunately, one of those cards is Waking the Dragon, which allows them to special summon the Ultimate Falcon. At this point, I have pretty much no way of getting over this monster. I activate Crackdown on the normal summon of Swap Frog, and they chain Dinomischus in the grave. They attack over the Swap Frog, and attack directly with Ultimate Falcon. I add Speaker off of Medallion's effect, but simply have to set it and pass turn. And again, at this point, they're able to easily overlay into the Totally Awesome, attacking over the set Speaker, and then attacking directly for game. Now moving on to the third duel of the match, I opt to go first. Starting with the normal summon of Revealer, special summoning Speaker, I discard the Ronin from hand to special summon Hexa Spirit, overlay for Bahamut Shark, and then special summon Totally Awesome. I use Hexa's effect, sending Defender, banishing the Speaker, I special summon a token, linking into Hauki Fibrax, and special summoning Fishborg, setting to back row, and passing turn. They start with the normal summon of Swap, which I activate Crackdown on, and then chaining the Hauki Fibrax, I special summon Desert Locusts. This forces them to discard a card, as well as in the same chain, I'm able to synchro summon into the Dragite. They discard Backjack and attempt to activate its effect, but I negate it with Toad. They special summon Ronin Totem, set 3 back row, and pass turn. I start with the activation of Bahamut Shark, which they chain Dinomischus, targeting Dragite. Though I'm able to negate this with Dragite's effect, they chain Olenoides, targeting my back row, as well as Backjack in their grave, which allows them to set Compulse. And on resolution, they attempt to activate the Compulse on Dragite, so I'm forced to use the Totally Awesome negate, which allows me to set Compulse to my field, attacking over the Ronin Totem. They set Dinomischus and pass turn. From here, I'm able to normal summon Citri. They attempt to activate Dinomischus yet again on my Dragite, to which I negate using its effect. I can link into Coral Anemone, special summoning the Defender from my graveyard. They activate Heavy Storm, targeting my back row, and I chain the Paleozoic Trap, and I'm able to get enough damage on board to end the match. Moving on to the third and final match for this episode, we are up against Phantom Knight Orchist. I start by normal summoning Speaker, tributing it with Winds to special summon the Revealer. I discard Fishborg Launcher to special summon Hexa Spirit, then special summon the Speaker, overlaying for Bahamut Shark and special summoning Totally Awesome. I'm able to link into the Hauki Fibrax and special summon Citri, then special summon Fishborg to link into the Marincess Coral Anemone and special summon Citri, as well as set 1 back row. They start with a Shadal fusion, to which I negate with the Totally Awesome, and chain the Hauki Fibrax. I special summon the Desert Locusts, though this turns out to be a poor choice, since Phantom Knights and Orchist monsters both primarily play out of the graveyard. They special summon Orochi, as well as the Symbol Skeleton, to link into Galatea, then overlay for the Dingirsu, and attempt to send the Bahamut Shark, to which I chain Crackdown to take control of it, and they simply pass turn from there. I activate Winds to add Revealer to my hand. Entering battle phase, I attempt to attack them directly, but they special summon the Gizmek Orochi, so I set 1 and pass. They normal summon the Ancient Cloak, and I activate the Canadia on the Orochi. They're able to special summon the Galatea and link climb into the Rusty Bardiche, which sets the Shade Brigadine and gives them an additional extender to get into IP Masquerena. From there, they simply pass turn. I link into the Borrelsword Dragon, which on summon they respond to with Phantom Knight's Fogblade. I chain the Paleo Trap and Grave. They chain the IP Masquerena, linking into a Nightmare Unicorn, which allows them to shuffle back the set Shadal Fusion on my field. I special summon Speaker, then synchro summon into Dragite, overlaying for Abyss Dweller. I attack over the Unicorn and pass turn. On the standby, I activate Abyss Dweller, and they special summon the Gizmek Orochi. They enter battle and attack over the Abyss Dweller and pass turn from there. I normal summon Speaker and banish Speaker from my grave to give myself a token, and then attack over their Gizmek Orochi. On the following turn, they activate the Symbol Skeleton, special summoning their Dingirsu to a zone Rusty Bardiche points to, so they're able to send my Boral Sword to the graveyard, as well as destroy the Dragite. Then they special summon the Ancient Cloak and enter battle phase, clearing my board. I draw into Crackdown, so I simply set it and pass turn. They normal summon the Scrap Recycler and activate its effect. I normal summon Revealer, special summon a token, and then use Revealer's effect to special summon Defender, but I don't have any additional plays, so I'm forced to pass turn. At this point, they've pretty much run themselves out of resources, and their deck is almost empty. I normal summon Swap Frog and Synchro into the Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier, which banishes their Rusty Bardiche, Galatea in the grave, as well as one card in hand. I enter battle phase and attack over their Scrap Wyvern, and pass turn. From here, they see the writing on the wall and concede thereafter. Now moving on to the second duel, they opt to go first, starting with the normal summon of Scrap Recycler. They extend using their danger effects into Scrap Wyvern, to which I respond to with Phantasme. They continue their scrap plays, destroying my Phantasme. Activating Scrap Recycler's effect yet again, they link into Apollousa, banishing the Nightmare. They send the World Wand, then banishing the World Wand to special summon the Nightmare, but they don't have any further plays, so they pass turn. I draw into Crystron Citri. I start with the normal summon of Revealer, activating its effect, discarding the Fishborg Launcher, which they negate with the Apollousa. This was a misplay on their part, as I was able to then attack over the Apollousa with Revealer. Entering main phase 2, I can special summon Speaker, overlay for Bahamut, and special summon Toad, and pass turn. They start with the activation of Red Eye Fusion, which I negate with the Totally Awesome, then normal summon Scrap Recycler, and link into Galatea. They're able to set and then activate the Orchestrated Babel, banishing Brass from their grave. They special summon Nightmare from the grave, and overlay for Dingirsu using Galatea. They choose to send the Bahamut Shark to the grave, and then link into the Rusty Bardiche. They set Fogblade, banish Cloak to add Boots, and then special summon it. Special summon the Gizmek Orochi, and enter battle phase. They're able to deal a decent portion of damage. In main phase 2, they banish Boots to add a second Fogblade, as well as set it, and pass turn. I normal summon Zuijin, to which they banish Nightmare, sending World Wand, and special summoning another World Wand from their hand. They're able to link away the IP Masquerena and World Wand into Unicorn. I special summon Revealer, but it's met with Phantom Knight's Fogblade. So I link into the Coral Anemone, which is met with yet another Fogblade, so I proceed directly to end phase. They banish Wand to special summon the Symbol Skeleton, and link into the Access Code Talker, which is able to fairly easily disassemble my board and follow up for the OTK thereafter. Now moving on to the third duel, I opt to go first yet again, adding General Wayne off of Medallion. I normal summon Revealer, special summon Speaker, discard Wayne to special summon Hexa Spirit, overlay for Bahamut Shark, and go into the Toad. I link into the Crystron Halqifibrax, special summoning Citri, and pass turn from there. They start with the special summon of Dark Grepher, which upon activation of its effect, I chain Halqifibrax, special summoning the Desert Locusts. They discard the Crescendo, but don't have many plays afterwards, so they attack over the Totally Awesome, and I later shuffle it back. They're able to link into the Galatea, to which I respond with Phantasme. They set the Orchestrated Babel, special summoning the Nightmare, and then overlaying for Dingirsu. They set Fogblade and pass turn. I draw into Swap Frog and attempt to activate Bahamut Shark, but it's met with Fogblade, to which I chain my Phantasme. I special summon Toad, and then link into Boral Sword. I normal summon the Swap Frog, activating its effect to send Ronin. I special summon Ronin from the grave, link into the Coral Anemone, special summoning Swap, and sending another Swap. They attempt to protect their Dingirsu by boosting its attack via Nightmare's effect, but I negate that with Totally Awesome. I'm able to attack them yet again with Borrelsword and destroy it, and main phase 2, I'm able to yet again overlay into the Totally Awesome, set the Crackdown, and pass turn. They special summon back the Dingirsu and attempt to use its effect to send, but I negate it yet again with Totally Awesome. They banish Brass to special summon Girsu from their hand, and on their turn they activate Girsu's effect, giving both of us World Legacy tokens. They special summon Galatea, banishing the Symbol Skeleton, to which we respond with Crackdown. They're able to set the Orchestrated Return, then activating it and drawing into 2 additional cards. They activate the Shadal Fusion, special summoning El Shadal Winda, banishing 3 cards from my graveyard. They normal summon Scrap Recycler, however they are under their own El Shadal Winda lock, so they are forced to pass turn. From there, I'm able to enter battle phase and attack over the Scrap Recycler for game. As shown in the match replays, the deck performed rather well given its new additions, and I look forward to using it in our upcoming remote duel tournament and see exactly how well it performs against the competition. So with that being said, that's all I have for this episode. As always, if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more like it, feel free to give us a like and subscribe. Feel free to leave any suggestions regarding changes you would make to the deck in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, until the next one, have a nice day.